Greetings, Glitter Gang, and welcome back to Kathryn Scraps Live. It's Thursday, September 15th. This is the fourth recording of that day. Today, so far this evening, we have decorated 2 of our 3 inserts for our first pocket, as well as matted the pocket. So hopefully in this video, I'll be able to finish matting this, decorating this, and then we can do the flap, and then this pocket will be completely and totally done. So far we've got the smallest one decorated as just a cute little tag with some words inside. And then we have the medium one decorated as a very large photo strip. Okay? And then just plain on the back. And I cover the backs of things so that they slide in and out nicely. I don't really worry too much about the backs. Okay. So now we've got this, we can actually start adding some photos. So I'm going to put a photo here, a photo here, and a photo here, and then we'll put something else here and then something else here, and then we'll figure out what to do on this inside bit here. All right, so I need 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. I also read Cloud Cuckoo Land by Anthony Doerr, who wrote, I think his last book was All the Light We Cannot See. I haven't read anything by him before, so I don't know what his style is typically. This is sort of the idea of intertextual conversation taken to an extreme, and also like a meta conversation about intertextual conversation. So like an intertextual conversation would be when texts reference each other. And so like an example would be Dante's Inferno, which references a lot of classical Greek literature and classical Roman literature, as well as like the Bible and things of that nature. So Dante is in conversation with a lot of different texts in that. Okay, so in this book, the text that it follows 5 different characters who live in 5 different time periods. The text that they're all in conversation with is Diogenes' Cloud Cuckoo Land. And Diogenes' Cloud Cuckoo Land is a fragment, so we don't have the entire piece of it. We don't have the entire thing. But Cloud Cuckoo Land is an intertextual conversation itself. So Diogenes is talking about, I think it's Asclepius, but or maybe it's Aristophanes, but another play about these guys who want to create a perfect utopia and determine it has to be in the clouds, and they call it Cloud Cuckoo Land. So the Diogenes play is about someone trying to find the Cloud Cuckoo Land to live in it, and the kind of travails that they encounter in attempt to live in this paradise. So kind of like Pilgrim's Progress. It would be an example of a similar type of book where, okay, so the fragment by Diogenes about the original thing is what they're all reading, what they're all in conversation with. So not the play that we have the full play, but the fragment that's about the guy trying to make the play real. So they are all engaging with that text in some way. Now, the whole kind of point of the way that, and it's all about how that text connects all of their lives from essentially the fall of Constantinople to sometime in the future. And you know, it's hard to say what this book is about. I already said a lot, I know. But like in terms of a plot, there's not a plot. these people are reading this book or this fragment, or if not reading it, doing something with it. You know, they all have something to do with this thing, this piece of a work. And, you know, some of them are connected to each other, but not all of them. Although there are things that happen to some of them that couldn't happen to them if it weren't for things that happened to other ones, even if those people never meet or directly influence each other's lives. So it's also genre defying. It's both, it's it's mythology, it's fantasy, it's historical fiction, it's science fiction. It's very different. I question how much people who loved All the Light We Cannot See would love this book, and vice versa. Like, I'm not sure they have the same audience. It's definitely a book where I was very unsure about it, if it was going to go anywhere, what was the point, you know, for a huge chunk of it. It's really not until the very end that you're kind of like, oh, okay. But it's a lot about the climate, about war, and kind of the intersection of those and eco-terrorism, and yeah, it's just hard to describe. And I think that's why the summary, if you read the summary of the book, it's just something like 5 people are reading this book at different points in history. Cool. And it's like, well, I mean, they are, but that's not I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, I did enjoy it ultimately. I gave it 4 stars. So, you know. But I don't necessarily think if you loved his other stuff that you would love it. I don't know how many people the book is for, to be honest. Okay. So what I want to do is I am going to put this on the front. So I'm going to do, but I want to cut out the lantern so that the lantern can stay a part of it. So I'm going to cut this to 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. But when I cut it to 4 1/4, you know, it's very much going to be just a partial cut. Okay. All right. So all right. Now we're going to put tape on this. Oh, wait. I really can't have it hang down that far because it'll hang beyond. So I think what I'm going to do is cut it completely off and see if I can arrange it higher up, you know, on the frame, so that it can be part of the page. But one of the things that I thought was very interesting and intriguing about the Diogenes fragment is the Diogenes fragment presents itself almost like found footage. It's almost kind of like a proto found footage, because according to the the fragment has a fake, like, we found this in a cave, da 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 da. You know what I mean? Like, the fragment itself is pretending to be the architect, like the archaeological, like from an archaeological dig. So, you know, and it's a play. So it's like we found this, or this historical record or whatever. So that is intriguing because that's something that I did not know. I knew that that was a trend in the kind of, like Cervantes does that in Don Quixote. I know that that's like a, oh, this is a true tale of yada yada. It's presented as like a true story. And that was a thing in the, certainly, you know, the medieval times. But to see it in ancient Greek is also really interesting. It's like the original Blair Witch Project is this play about a utopian society that you can only reach if you have wings because it's on a cloud. Okay. All right, so now I can add this like here, but I'm gonna have to do something. So I think what I do is kind of glue this brick back here. Meow. What's up, kitties? You being nice, kitties? Hey. Are you being a nice kitty? Are you being nice? You're not chasing anyone that doesn't want to be chased, right? All right, so now I'm going to cut off the little bit that's hanging off the bottom. And I'm just going to stick another little bit of paper back there. Okay, and then just a little piece of tape to hold these two halves together. Okay, now we can start to think about how do we want to fill in. Because we can put this there, but we still would then need maybe a little something to cover this little jagged bit here. And it's the same if we move this over to this side, we will need a little something right there. So let's see what we have. I have this little heart. That's behind an ornament. And what we can do is we can line this ornament up with this one because they're the same color. And then add the lantern. Cute. All right, so now how do we stick this down? We've got to add some green to the top and the bottom to extend it just a little bit. It's not too much. It's not too big of a deal. We only need, you know, a small little bit. Okay. So first, let me ink everything. Boop! I never stuck that down, so that's why it popped off. Hello, kind sir. How are you? Because we're going to need a little bit of green to go above and below this once we stick it down. All right, so first things first, I'm going to stick that down. Okay, and then we will stick that down there. Okay. So, okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put tape around the part of it that's a rectangle. And then we'll keep going from there. Okay. Speaking of books, I think you have 2 weeks left to read this month's book club book, which is the Irish book. I forget what it's called, but I'll look it up in a second. I think I actually updated the... Yeah, The Lighthouse Keeper's Daughter by Hazel Gaynor. And I think it's Irish, but now I'm not so sure. So we'll be discussing that the last Thursday of the month. Okay. So now what we can do is we can put glue all over the parts that stick out. And then glue a little piece of cardstock to them. And I'm actually just gonna do that again because I glued them too far down or too far in. Okay. And then same with this little top bit. All right. And that way I can give, you know, them a little bit of an outline. With the green cardstock. So I'm just gonna Hi. So see how now they're outlined? Do you see that, Marcel, how they're outlined now? Oh, what a tiny little cry you have, sir. What a tiny little cry. Okay. He just needs attention so much. He's just a baby still. It's very boring for him when everyone goes to sleep. And I'm the only one. He and I are nighttime buddies. Okay, don't do that, sir. He sat on the mouse. Luckily, the mouse wasn't on, you know, end broadcast or anything like that. Okay. All right, so now that's going to cover whatever we put there. So let's look for something to put there. Hey, tiny baby. Hey. Hey, precious little sweet nugget. Okay. Aw, he's had enough, guys. He's had enough. It's hard to be tiny. It's hard to be a baby. All right. Aw, hi. Yeah. Don't rub your face on pointy things, buddy. Okay, so I think that's why he's so, like, maybe why he's so excited, you know, because he's so happy all the time. He's such a happy little cat. And I just think he's, you know, he just knows he's in a good situation. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much to do. He's got plenty of food. The other cats are coming around. And he's just having a great time. And I think that's why he doesn't want to sleep, because he's just having such a good time. Because he does need to work on sleeping more. That's an area where we could improve Marcel. So he definitely doesn't sleep as much as it says kittens are supposed to. So I don't know if that's a defense mechanism or if he's just like overstimulated or what, but he has started sleeping more, but I don't think he's still quite where he needs to be. Okay, that's not going to work. I think you got to take naps to grow big and strong, buddy. I think that's how it works. He's like, I definitely don't want to take naps. Yeah, I know you don't want to take naps, but you got to take naps. You got to. He's getting browner every day, which I think is funny. He looks more and more like Kitty every day. Aw, look at this guy. He's such a handsome little fellow. Hey. Hey. Yeah, he wants to be on my shoulder. He's on my back. Oh, now he's back down. Okay, kiddo. Let me just glue down like 2 more things. No, no, that's my microphone, not your microphone. No. Were you just trying to lull me into a false sense of security? Was that it? Were you just trying to play tricks? Oh, no, you are being sweet. He is. Okay, so he's pretty tired. So let's get this done so I can give him some sleepy time attention. Marcel, you almost died. What are you doing? Here. I need you to go here, please. Thank you. All right, so I'm cutting this piece to 6 1/4 by 8 5/8. Can you move your toe? Thank you. You don't want to get rototrimmed, buddy, okay? I gotta tell you, that's one thing you definitely don't want. You don't want to be rototrimmed, all right? Can you go away? Just, there you go. Thank you. I love how he has these like slow controlled falls. All right, so 6 1/4 by 8 5/8 of this pink paper. All right, there we go. Cute. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Kitty's calling, so he's gone downstairs to see if what Kitty's talking about. So maybe the two of them will engage with each other and we can just quickly finish the show here, or quickly finish this mat rather. Yeah, Kitty has always been the kind of cat where if she gets bored in the middle of the night, she'll yowl. And oftentimes she'll do it with a soccer ball in her mouth because she thinks the soccer ball is my favorite toy. The soccer ball is not my favorite toy, but whatever. So she always brings me soccer balls while yelling around the soccer ball. But sometimes Marcel will run and they'll play like sort of like, it looks like tag, where they sort of just take turns chasing each other. And that is something Kitty would occasionally do with Stormy. But Kitty never took to Stormy the way she has taken to Marcel. And like I said, I was up here working on Tuesday. Tiny Cat came up and sat in her petting spot. And Marcel, well, she let Marcel approach without getting, you know, too feisty. Okay, so now we just need to put something here, here, here. So I'm just gonna measure this distance between these two photo mats, and it's 1 1/4 inches. So we just need a 1-inch strip by, how big is this again? Is it 7? 7.5. So 1 inch by 7 1/4. I'm just going to use this. All right. Gonna ink around. And then I'm gonna see if those little rectangles will fit in these spots, or maybe if they'll fit with a little bit of pattern paper backing them. That would be cute if we could get those to work inside of this. So we'll take a look at the collection. And then the cards I'm talking about are somewhere on the floor. Where did I put those? My room is a mess. My room is a mess. Where did I put the cards? Are they on the floor? This is so strange. I pulled them out of the main stack and put them somewhere. And guess what? Can't find them. Can't find them. So weird. Okay. Well, what do I do? What do I do? Shoot, 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 shoot. Oh, here they are. Woo, found them. Okay. Okay. Yeah, these are so cute. These cards, I definitely want to. Okay, so they are going to fit, but they are not going to be big enough. So okay, so I think that he's looking for you. That's creepy. Santa, why are you so scary? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out what size mat will fill in that space and then put these on a mat of that size. So these are, so 3 by 4 1/4 I think will work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the pink striped paper, the kind of candy cane paper, into that size. Okay, so oh, I kind of like them off kilter a little bit. This one needs a border, so I'm gonna grab my Sharpie. put a border on it. Okay. All right, that helps. Okay. All right, so I'm going to ink these, stick these down. And all right. See you next week, Ella. All right, then we will just need something for the back, and then this mat will be done. Okay. All right, so now we just need something for the back, and we're done. And that's not big enough, too bad. Because it's cute. All right, I'm gonna just use this. And it's 7 1/4 by, what is this size again? Marcel won the Rescue Adoption Lottery. Thank you so much for saying that. That's very nice. Okay, so 10. So 9 3/4. So 7 1/4 by 9 3/4. He seems like he's having a grand old time. So, and he's a happy, happy little guy. So that's good. That makes us feel good, you know. But yeah, even he and Tiny Cat are getting along better. So, and she's always been a loner cat, Tiny Cat. You know, like sometimes, you know, she wants to cuddle at night and sleep next to you in the bed. And then she'll do that for like a week, and then you won't see her for a month. You know, Tiny Cat's just, she's on her own, you know. She's got her spots. Tiny Cat has some places she can hide that we cannot find her. We haven't figured them out. You know, when she doesn't want to be found, she really can hide herself. But she's not, you know, sticking to our room anymore. So all the cats end up kind of being everyone's because everyone has to take care of them because that's just how it is. Now, I think officially Kitty is my cat now. In the sense that if we were to not all live together, I think Kitty would stay with me wherever I went. Because Kitty is very devoted to me personally. Now Tiny Cat, she doesn't really care, you know. So she just wants to know that when she wants you to give her attention, you'll give her attention, and then she's pretty much fine. And she'll let you know when she wants it, you know. So she could go with either household, and then, you know, I think Marcel is intended to be their cat, but it's all going to depend also on the dynamics between the cats themselves and where that settles out, because it could end up being that Kitty and Marcel want to stay together and they don't care who they stay together with or something like that, you know, and then that would be fine too. Then all three cats would be with them, you know what I mean? So who knows? So, but he does really, really, really love Damien too. Marcel does. Me, I think he, like, I'm the fun one, you know, I'm the one who's up all night, you know, who will play with them when everyone else is asleep. So for the cats, you know, that's a big deal. So I think that they like that. And so that's why I get a lot of attention from the cats. But I think it's more just because I'm, you know, functionally, that's my role. I don't think it's me personally. You know what I mean? I think if someone else was up in the middle of the night and was going to play with them while everyone else was sleeping, that person would also be really popular with the cats. You know what I mean? So, but, you know, cats are going to, you know, hang out with who they're going to hang out with. And they kind of decide. It's not always up to you which cat likes which person. So, all right. What have we done? All right. So here we go. Look at this cute stack. Look at it. We've got a place to do our journaling that looks like an adorable little gift tag. We've got a wallet that folds out to a 4x4 photo strip. And then we've got this, which is going to give us 3 full-size photos and 2 square photos. Oops, that's not how that closes. Okay, so that's 3 of 9. So when we come back next week, we'll quickly finish the flap. Finish off the flap for this one, and then we'll move on to matting the rest of them. Now, the construction's done on all of them. So, you know, that is nice. So we're just decorating matting the 3 sets. And then when we're done with those 3 sets, we'll finish off the these. Oop, the Lighthouse Keeper's Daughter is still up. My bad. Okay, I thought I turned it off, but I guess I didn't. So anyway, it is getting chunky. It's getting fat. So we're going to have to make sure we accommodate for that when we do the cover at the end. So, okay. So thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I will be back next week on Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern USA time and 9 p.m. Eastern USA time. Every video has a time zone converter in the description, as well as links to my website, the materials I'm using, an Amazon list with the tools and other things that I mentioned over the courses of the show, like my water bottle and the oil from this morning. So that is all in the video description, or if you're in the archives. If you're watching this in the archives, you already know all that stuff. So thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you next week. Have a great weekend. Stay hydrated and stay safe. Bye now.